All right, folks, let's get this done. Number 95. Solve these systems of equation using any method. So if you're looking at what I'm looking at, you can see that these three y's are almost the same, except they're just the same symbol. So I'm going to use elimination method, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply the whole bottom by a negative or negative 1. Right? So that's going to make the top equation, it's going to still be 2x plus 3y equals 9. But now my bottom equation is now going to become 3x minus 3y equals positive 6. And with that, you can go ahead and do your elimination method. So we just finished working on this. And now you have 5x equals 15. And when you solve this, divided by 5, get x equals 3. So now your you solve for your x. Now you're going to go ahead and utilize that for your y. So I'm going to use the top equation. So I'm going to put it right here. So this is going to be 2x. And if instead of x, I'm going to put in 3 because we just found that right here. So 2 times 3, because that's 2x, plus 3y equals 9. Work it out. You get 6 plus 3y equals 9. Keep working on that. You get, subtract 6 from both sides. 3y equals, and 9 minus 6 is also 3. And divided by 3, you get y equals 1. And that is your x and y value. All right. Now looking at that second one, part B, you notice that your x is solved for your for 8 minus 2y. So I'm going to go ahead and work the bottom equation, and I'm going to write it as y, sorry, not sure what happened, y minus, and then instead of x, I'm going to put in 8 minus 2y. So that's where you do the substitution. And then when you copy the rest, equals 4, right? So I'm writing this one, y minus x equals 4. Okay. Now you're going to go ahead and redistribute this. So y minus 8, and then the minus and the minus 2y makes a positive 2y equals 4. You can combine some stuff together, like 2y and y makes 3y. That's plus, and negative 8 equals 4. You're going to get rid of the negative 8 by adding 8. So 4 plus 8 is going to be 12. 3y equals 12 divided by 3, y is 4. Okay, so that's your y value. And since we have the y value, we can plug it back in to figure out our x value. So look at the top equation. It's already solved for x, which means that I can put the y in place of that. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this as x equals 8 minus 2, and then instead of y, because we found it out right here already, 4. So we're going to go ahead and call this one x is equal to 8 minus, and 2 times 4 is 8. Ooh, this is interesting. So x would equal 0. That's your answer for your x. Okay. Second one right here, we're going to solve this with a graph, and we actually did something like this pretty recently. So top equation, I'm going to graph this one starting at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one's going to go down 1 for the negative 1 right here, and over 2. So down 1 and over 2. Okay, and you can draw your line. Down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, and just keep going with that. Okay, a little sloppy right there, but if I need to, I'll refix that. Bottom equation is y equals x minus 8. So I'm going to start at negative 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's going to go, and the slope is going to be up 1 and over 1, because there's nothing there, or there's a 1 there, and you can't see it, but it's a 1. And it's going to be up 1 over 1. So I'm going to draw my line, and I'm going to try to do a little better job. So that's right there, there. Ooh, I think it hits it right there, but I got to double check. Let's see. Down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, right there. Yep, hits it right there. Okay, so that's your line. for that. Okay, so basically they intersect right here. You got to know that, and then the answer is going to be whatever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up to. So this answer is going to be 10 comma 2. All right, let's go to the next page. Amy thinks the solution -4, -6. Below is that. Eric thinks the solution is, can they both be correct? Okay. No, they cannot both be correct. So I'm going to say they both cannot be correct. Okay, demonstrate you know who is correct by showing your work for both possible solutions. All right, so this one right here, you could do this a couple of different ways. You can plug in their answers and see who's right. Okay, and let's just try that because we've been doing a lot of practice with solving different methods. So let's use just a positive one. So let's try Eric first. So Eric is X is 8, Y is 2. Okay, so for Eric, so let's use this one right here. Right, so Eric, we will have 6 and then Y is 2. So we'll put a 2 here. Equals 4 and then X is 8. So we'll put an 8 here. And then minus 20. Right, so is this right? So 6 times 2 is 12. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 minus 20, is that 12? Yeah, it is. So that one checks off. Okay, so far, the bottom one works, but we got to do the top also. So, okay, so bottom one works. Okay, let's go ahead and do the top. Top, I'm going to put it down here. So I'm going to copy this down. 2 times x, and for Eric, x is 8. Minus 3y, and y is 2 for Eric. So this is still Eric. I'm still using the red. Equals 10. Let's see if this works. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 2 is 6. Is that equal to 10? Yeah, it is actually. 10 equals 10. So we know Eric actually works. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with Amy's solution, right? So we do know that Eric's solution does work. We're going to go ahead and do this for Amy's solution. So Eric is good, and because we said they both cannot be correct, then obviously we know that Eric is good and Amy's is not. But let's just find out why Amy's is not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and put in for Amy. We'll use blue for that. So Amy, right? So Amy is X is -4 and Y is -6. So we're going to put that in the bottom. We'll start with that. So we'll copy down. So we will copy down 6. The Y is -6. Equals, just copy everything down. Okay, oh, the X, Amy has the X of, forgot about that. So Amy has the X of -4. So instead of X, we're going to put in -4. So totally forget about that. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and work it out. So this makes -36. This makes -16. Okay. Oh, you can see how it doesn't work out already. Actually, it does. -36 is equal to -36. So Amy's so far works out. Okay, check. Okay, let's look at the second one, top equation. So for Amy, 2x, so instead of x, we're going to put -4. Copy the rest down, minus 3y. Instead of y, we're going to put in -6. And that's an equal 10. -2 and -4 is -8. -3 and -6 is positive 18. And that comes out to be 10. If you add those, you know what? You get So wrapping this up, we get 10 equals 10. Wow, so Amy's also does work. So now I'm questioning. So in order for them to both work, because they both do work now, um, that means that this this function here, or this system here, has many solutions, or we call this infinitely many solutions. So if we were to solve this, we would have seen it. But in this case, they both work. So I stand corrected. They both are correct. Well, they both can. Here, how about we do this? They both can be correct. How about that? Okay, because Amy's is correct, and also Eric's is correct. Okay, and I'm willing to bet if I was to rewrite both of these equations, they both come out looking the same. Maybe that's what I should have done in the beginning, right? So I was just kind of thinking along the line of what you guys would have done. So if I take this bottom equation and I divide it by 6, solve for y, divided by 6, divided by 6. So this bottom equation is now going to, I'm going to write down, so it'll be y equals 4, 6, right? So in 4 and 6, I'm going to divide them both by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. X minus 20 over 6. I'm going to divide them both by 2 also. So that'd be 10 over 3. So that bottom equation is going to end up being that. Watch the top equation. So first of all, top equation, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 2x. So it will be negative 3y equals subtract 2x plus 10. You can divide them both by negative 3. And by doing that, the negative 3's cancel and we get y equals negative divided by negative is positive, and positive divided by negative is negative. So you can see they are actually the same equation. Wow. I didn't think that was going to happen, but they are. So that means that there are infinitely many solutions. So that's why they both are correct solutions. Okay, and the last one, solve for the indicated variables, show all steps. Right? So first of all, we're going to solve for y, which means we're going to take away x. So we will have 3y equals negative x plus 12. And go ahead and divide it by 3. Okay. And remember, when you divide by 3, this is what you want to do. You want to divide both sides by 3, like this. Okay, but on the right-hand side, when you divide it by 3, it splits it up into 3 and 3. So each one gets divided by 3. So that's how the dividing by 3 works. All right, so that means that your 3 divided by 3 for the y cancels, and you get y equals negative x divided by 3. I'll call that negative 1/3 x, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so solve for y. Solve for t, in this case, we're going to go ahead and divide it by r. The r's cancel, and you will get t going backwards is equal to d divided by r. Okay, that's a wrap.